So what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerd Mode On, and welcome to Recap, a video series where I'll be going over what has been occurring over the last week and talk with you guys about things that you can be expecting in future episodes. So with that said and done, let's jump right into the episode, shall we? So of course, starting things off on the YouTube side of things, everything's actually been going really well when it comes down to the videos being uploaded and the performance of those videos. Over the last couple of days, it feels like I've been uploading a few more kill streak videos than the normal, but however, I feel like that's pretty neat considering that I have been getting some worthy kill streaks, especially when it comes down to using the Barrett 50 cal and just some other alternative weapons that are in my arsenal. Now of course, with that said, I'm currently trying to finish up the Let's Play for Sniper Elite 3, which has definitely been a very fun game. We've been talking about this, it seems like almost every recap video over the last couple of weeks, and I apologize that it's a little bit more frequent than I would like to admit. However, in the grand scheme of things, I'm really trying to finalize that. We do have one more episode when it comes down to the chapter in the overall campaign. However, there'll probably be about 6 to 7 more videos total when it comes down to Sniper Elite 3, which really isn't a whole lot of videos left. So of course, if you guys are currently enjoying the Let's Play for that, look forward to more videos coming very soon. If you guys are not feeling the overall Let's Play, then don't worry, the new one will be started very soon, as well as more Battlefield content on the horizon. Now transferring over to the gaming side of things, I've actually just been playing quite a bit of Battlefield 4 over the last couple of weeks. I've been having a lot of fun doing that, and I also had the ability to bring over a friend of mine and he could use my second PC, and we basically set up a LAN party for Battlefield 4. I would have to say that was probably one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had while playing Battlefield, considering that it's always fun to play with somebody that you think is adequately good at the game. I mean, everybody has their own skill sets and everybody's good in different departments. However, when you find yourself playing in an online match with random people, you feel like everybody's brain dead when it comes down to it, and it can be very frustrating, especially from my point of view. I get frustrated by this stuff very easily. Ultimately, it deters from the overall experience, especially when it comes down to what the Battlefield franchise is known for in many cases, and as well as it's really just refreshing to play with somebody that you're used to playing with or you have past experiences with, especially when it comes down to pushing objectives or just having a casual encounter. Now, of course, alongside playing Battlefield 4, especially when it comes to solo or even in many cases playing with a good buddy of mine when we set up a LAN party, especially for those type of events. Now, of course, as a result, I really haven't been playing a whole lot of other games when it comes down to first-person shooters or really just any other genre by themselves. However, I did attempt a few nights ago to play Counter-Strike Go, which is a game that I'm not very good at by any means. I have my good moments, of course, but by no means am I anybody that you guys would want to look up to, especially when it comes down to gameplay. However, I tried to jump into a competitive match, and the game basically told me that I have to be level 3 to join the competitive matchmaking, which I thought was really weird by itself, and I tried to see how much XP it was going to take, and I felt like it was just a giant waste of time when I calculated the amount of XP it was going to require. So of course, when it really comes down to it, I'm just going to kind of wait for the Counter-Strike community to inform Valve that they don't like the feature. From the looks of it, it seems like a lot of people are very frustrated by the overall experience, so I'm hoping that this is something that Valve will be looking into changing. However, if they decide not to change it, then it's not a big deal. I guess I just won't play Counter-Strike unless I'm playing with friends. However, if they do decide to change it and revert it back to the old ways, I would love to jump into competitive, considering that I find it to be the most enjoyable. And finally, the last game I guess I've been spending a little bit of time playing over the last couple of weeks is Sniper Elite 3. Of course, as I'm sure many of you guys are aware, we are doing a Let's Play for the overall game, which has been a lot of fun, and it's always a really enjoyable experience. And finally, now transferring over to the real life side of the video, considering that a lot has changed over the last couple of weeks, which is definitely good and bad when it comes down to it, and hopefully you guys will find the information insightful when it comes down to it. So of course, about a week ago, myself and 3 other guys decided to go to Yellowstone National Park to just kind of have a mancation, if you will. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I decided to agree to the terms and conditions to go. Now, of course, Yellowstone is definitely a lot different compared to where I live. I live more in the flatlands, so there's really no such thing as mountains where I'm at. That doesn't really exist where I'm currently located. The biggest thing we have is hills, which really even then are not very large by themselves. Now, of course, on our journey there, it took us about 14 hours to get to Yellowstone National Park, considering that when we were driving there was some rain and the conditions were not ideal, especially when it comes down to it, as well as when you do decide to get into the park, your speed limit drops by about 50%. So during the entire duration of the trip, I actually was in the back right seat, which was definitely not ideal, especially when it comes down to it. I felt pretty crammed in there, considering that we had to fit 4 people's gears for a couple of nights, which was definitely very interesting by itself, but it was definitely a lot of fun, and I would definitely do it again given the opportunity. Now, of course, since then, I really haven't had the opportunity to pick up another job yet. I'm really trying to push for that very quick, considering that I do have a lot of bills that are going to be coming up soon, and I kind of need to get something. It may not be the most ideal thing in the entire world, but it's at least something to get started. So, of course, I'm looking into a couple of jobs in retail and anything along those associated lines. I was looking a little higher for more higher educated jobs, but unfortunately it looks like I'm just not qualified in those aspects, which is unfortunate, so hopefully that'll change with time. However, at the current moment, I'm kind of in that intermediate stage trying to transition into more impressive jobs. And finally, of course, I have been making a lot of videos for you guys. I've been spending a lot of time really trying to educate myself continually on the video editing process, as well as just trying to make you guys more improved videos when it comes down to it, trying to specify a little bit more clearly in the commentary proportions, as well as just trying to make the overall video seem a little bit more enjoyable, especially from a viewing standpoint. So of course, if you guys have been enjoying the videos, please feel free to let me know in the comments below what I can improve on, or what do you think I'm doing really well, especially when it comes down to the overall segmentation of this overall video. But when it really comes down to it, guys, that's really all I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. It really hasn't been as eventful as I would like, of course, but good things are always on the horizon, so I'm always looking forward to the future. But until the next episode, guys, this has been NMO, and I'm going to be signing out, guys. Peace.